Right, for this video I'm going to do a quick review, hopefully a quick review and a bit of gameplay really of a newly released Xbox 360 shooter. I'm sure many of you out there are aware of this. It was a release by Qute that came out in February. I've had this game now for a couple of weeks and it's called Ginga Force. That's it there. It is a Japanese only release so far as regards to actually where it's been released, the region it's been released in, but it is actually a region free game, so we can get that out of the way first. You can actually play this game on any Xbox 360 region wise. Doesn't have to be a Japanese one, it will work on a PAL one. And the actual gameplay that I'm going to show as part of this video is actually on my PAL machine. It's not on my NTSC Japanese machine. This is actually by the same people that bought us Skatos. So whether or not it's the follow-on from that, I'm not really sure. I don't know a lot about the game as regards to its history, why we've got it, and whether or not it is a follow-on from their previous release. But yeah, as I said, it is a shoot 'em up. So for us shoot 'em up fans, it's a game that we may enjoy. I'll give my take on that as part of this sort of conversation about the game itself. It's a bit of a weird one, this, I've got to be honest. First of all, it's a horizontal shooter. Sorry, it's no, it's not a horizontal. That's part of the potential issue. It's a vertical shooter, but it is actually a proper HD game. So it's not only a vertical shooter, but it's in the normal aspect ratio, but then it's not. There's a bit of a twist to that. It's actually widescreen, and like I said, it's actually HD based. That really did sort of piss me off a bit, if I'm being totally honest about the game, purely because I suppose in some ways I'm a bit sort of retro in the way that I look at shoot 'em up games. It's to me, especially for the Xbox 360, I'd say perhaps 95–96% of the shoot 'em up releases for the Xbox 360 previously have been compatible with either a normal standard 4:3 ratio, either in hori mode or vertical mode. This game isn't. Like I said, it's a proper HD game and it's meant for widescreen screens. So it won't work at all, in essence, in a cabinet, unless, of course, it's a HD cab, like my Sega Limburg cabinet. And that sort of pissed me off a bit, like I said, because I suppose I was hoping that it was going to be a 4:3 format, so I could hook it up to one of my arcade cabs, one of my Sega Limburg, sorry, my Sega Naomi cabs, with a CRT screen and overlay scan lines on it and get the real retro feel to it. It sort of got me back up a bit when I first started playing this game, when I first tried the game I should say, the fact that there wasn't any of that sort of retro style graphics options for the screen, which sort of turned me off to it a bit really, because I was actually looking forward to all the shoot 'em ups, you know, from a 360, looking forward to actually connecting them up to an arcade cab and getting that, like I say, getting that retro feel to it. And this game you can't do that because it is HD only, so it's meant to be played on a HD type screen. So that sort of knocked the edge off it a bit for me really, and I immediately sort of put the game down. I thought, what a piece of shit. And part of that is to do with the fact I've got so much stuff I've got to get done over the next sort of week or so, or a couple of weeks with regard to videos. I've got so much stacking up, and it didn't really warrant my time spending on this game. It really didn't. Well, I took a bit of time out, and actually yesterday I actually played the game a bit, not tremendously, but I gave it about half an hour of fairly decent gameplay. And again, initially when I first started playing the game a couple of weeks ago, I thought it was boring. I actually thought it wasn't a very good shooter. and I think I let my my previous view on it as regards to graphics element or the screen setup sort of taint my view a bit. So I stuck at it, and I was playing, like I said, playing it yesterday, and it is a fairly good shoot 'em up. I wouldn't say it's great by any stretch of the imagination, and of course, you know, shoot 'em ups from the Xbox 360 in some respect we are pretty limited to what we've got, but on the other hand there are quite a number of really great shoot 'em ups on the 360 nowadays. I mean, it is the de facto current gen current gen console that has quite a plethora really of really decent shoot 'em ups on it, but after playing it a bit, like I said, I have sort of changed my mind slightly. It is a fairly decent shoot 'em up. I don't rate it as a great shoot 'em up, but it's quite basic in its approach. I don't seem to pick up any complex gaming mechanic to it or scoring mechanic. Basically you just are there just to blast the crap out of stuff, which is fine, but I think we've advanced a bit from that really, and certainly from having a lot of the recent cave releases where you've got a bit of more of an interesting or intricate scoring mechanic. This doesn't seem anywhere near as in-depth. It doesn't appear to be sort of particularly easy as a game, even though all you need to do is just fire effectively and just survive. It's quite a survival based game, and I've actually watched one of the playthroughs. Some guy's done a playthrough of the whole game, and it does get pretty manic, I must admit. Like I said, I haven't really given it a fat lot of gameplay, and I'm not particularly getting very far at the moment, perhaps because I'm not really looking at the bullet patterns, I'm not memorising stuff. I haven't really given it much of a chance really in some ways, so perhaps my review is slightly tainted as regards to or my view on it, sorry, slightly tainted as regards to not giving it much of a chance. Perhaps I need to give it more of a chance, and I will try and give it a bit more gameplay, certainly over the coming sort of days really. But yeah, it's a nice enough shoot. It looks fairly pretty. It's got quite an annoying trait to it. I'm going to try and turn it off if I can in the options. I'm not sure that you can, but you've got some Japanese voiceovers on it as you play the game, and it is really irritating to me. Really irritating. I don't want to hear some fucking Japanese bollocks fucking rattling down in my ear. You know, I don't mind the music. I don't mind listening to music. I don't mind listening to sound effects, but I don't want to hear some Japanese or any crap. Don't have to be Japanese. That's not against Japanese, but it don't matter what it was. There's a load of speech going on. I don't want to hear that crap all the time. So I'm going to see if I can turn that off, but I don't think you can. But I'll have a go. Yeah, it's a bit Marmite. This is. I've got to be honest. You know, would I recommend that you buy it? That's a bit of a tough one. I won't answer that question, because undoubtedly I might get slated for saying, oh, you know, it's a crap. I'm not saying it's a crap shoot 'em up, but I don't think it's that great, to be honest. But you know what, it is a shoot 'em up. It's region free, so any of you guys who got a 360 can play it. So you know, I'll let you make your own mind up, and I'm sure there's people out there who got the game. I'll be happy to hear what some of your views are out of the guys that have got it, and if you comment on the video, please tell me what you think about it. But I don't know, I just don't think it's a great game, to be honest, but you know. So I'll cut straight to some gameplay, guys. Hope you enjoy the video as always, and I'll speak to you again soon.